I'm Michaela Delgado.
And I'm Matt Fisher.
And you're listening to Artist Amplifier.
Clock out.
Right. All of them. Let's hear it. I love it.
We love it.
WRHU.
All right, welcome back to Artist Amplifier. I'm your host, Matt Fisher, and today in studio, I'm joined by Estelle Collette. Estelle, hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Having you back. So for those who don't know, first of all, I want to address the elephant in the room. Michaela is not here today because she's battling an illness, Estelle, and we're sending her all our love.
Yes.
She's not dying by any means. She has a cold right now, but her voice is completely gone, so she didn't want to come on air today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope she gets better so soon.
Yeah. But Estelle, you're back here for a second time because when we originally recorded this episode back like a month ago, I think, our audio was taken over by country music. And so we were editing the video, and then all of a sudden country music starts playing. Episode gone, kaput, goodbye.
Yeah, it was tragic, but you know what? We're here and we're overcoming.
We're overcoming, and yeah. But honestly, we love talking to you. So if we got to do it again, we'll do it again.
Yes.
Yay! Estelle, give us your artist backstory. I want to know everything. How did you get into music? Your artist name, any projects you're working on.
My name is Estelle Collette. My actual name is Barbieri, but my stage name is Collette, so everything is signed under there. And I have been playing different instruments probably since I was 7 years old. I grew up with my parents and my dad who collects instruments basically, and he was always playing drums or piano or guitar, so I easily fell into that. There's videos of me at probably like 6 doing a drum solo. It wasn't very good, but it was there. But I picked up a guitar and I didn't really get into it until middle school, and I took a couple little vocal lessons and things, and once I met one of my friends, her name is Abby Titus, and the two of us loved to songwrite together, and that was sort of like the spark. So I've been writing music ever since, especially during COVID. I really was writing a ton. I used to perform, on the street where I live, like in my hometown. They used to have a program called Music in the Night next door, so I would go do that, and I would play as much as I possibly could. But I've been writing music, my own songs, probably for 8 or 10 years.
Oh my God.
It's been a long time. I used to make up songs too when I was like really little. Like I would dance on my grandparents' table and be like, yeah, I'm singing a song. And I would make it up as I went. And it was very silly. But yeah, so I play guitar, piano, alto sax. I sing. I'm trying to learn trumpet, bass guitar. I just love music so much. And I think as an artist, it's definitely my way of sort of telling a story or being poetic or creating a feeling.
So you want to be a jack of all trades, basically.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I love doing everything. It's like my goal in life.
So I want to go back to you singing on the street, because I think a lot of artists can be kind of scared to do that. You're out there, you're putting yourself out there. People are mean at the end of the day. People can be screaming, people can be, taking advantage of you and making fun of you. First of all, where were you doing this? Where's home for you? And did you have any experiences like that when performing on the street?
I'm from Hawthorne, New Jersey. And fun fact, Blondie is also from Hawthorne, New Jersey.
Love Blondie. That's awesome.
I used to perform. It was called Music in the Night, and it was in Ridgewood, which is next door. And we would be assigned like a restaurant to play outside of. We weren't paid. We'd have a little sign that said, we're with Music in the Night. And I did it with my friend Connor. We performed together for, I want to say like 5 years. I did it for a really long time because it was like all through high school. The thing that was hard about that was because you're not paid, it's like 3 or 4 hours of your time on a Friday night. And it was hard because not a lot of people tip. And I remember there was one day I was playing at this fancy place, and I was in the back, which is really unusual. Normally for this program, you're out on the street.
Yeah, I mean, Music in the Night on the street makes sense.
Yeah. So it was really weird that I was in the back, and I was making like nothing, and I was like, oh, this sucks. And then somebody put $100 bill in my case, and I was like, what?
Oh my God.
It was
awesome.
crazy. And that was a really reassuring moment. And I was like, wow, oh my gosh. And I played original songs too. I played a lot of covers, but it was really cool, and it was really nice. So that was a really great story. Thankfully, I don't have a lot of sour memories. Luckily, there were really no people who were mean or like harassing. We definitely had our fair share of like people who maybe had a little too much to drink and they started calling out requests. But overall, it was just really fun, and it was a good way to practice performing live. And I still get so nervous every time I play, like really. But it was really a wonderful outlet to have, and I enjoyed it.
And I want to go back to what you said about your family and growing up around music. I know you mentioned that your dad is one of your kind of musical inspirations. Tell me about your relationship with him.
Yeah, so when I was growing up, my dad and my mom would not give us well, they did give us Christmas presents, but instead of it being like physical objects or birthday presents, usually we would get concert tickets. And I grew up with a lot of rock music, with records. I collect them now. I'm very ornery about it. My dad sort of taught me everything I know about music, and most of my taste is his taste. So even as I got older, I would just be so excited to go to concerts with him and get to see the musicians live, because they're my favorite musicians too. But he also would always be playing an instrument. And to this day, like it got to the point where he would wake up at like 6 a.m. and he's playing guitar. I'm like, Dad, you gotta I know you want to just play, but like, can you at least wait till 8 a.m.?
Like, Dad, I got school in the morning. Please don't wake me up right now.
But even then, like, what a gift to wake up to somebody playing music in your house, and especially for it to be my father. And one of my other favorite memories with him is getting to go to all the music shops. Like, there's a shop in the West Village called Carmine Street Guitars, and
shout out.
Yeah, shout out. And they're wonderful. And going there was just so cool, because they make guitars for like Jim Jarmusch, who's a film director, and
oh, wow.
They're amazing. And they had a documentary made about them, and they're so lovely, and they worked on some stuff for us. And I just always loved getting to tag along and be included. And my other favorite thing recently, there was a shop in New Jersey, like 20 minutes from where I live. That guitar shop rented out every single guitar for A Complete Unknown. So we got to play the guitars from the movie and the guitars that Timothée Chalamet and like
Tim Tim.
all of them.
Oh, Tim Tim.
It was so cool. It was literally like every guitar was rented by them. So we got to play some of the guitars that were in the movie.
Oh, that had to feel insane, knowing that somebody else held that before you.
It was very cool.
It's so crazy how your parents can just shape you from that early on into the person you are now. And you've been doing this almost, it sounds like your entire life. But I want to give our listeners just a little taste of what we have more for the episode. So Estelle, what's the first song we want to highlight today?
I think we should start with Dates on a Calendar.
Oh, I love that one.
I love it. I love it so much. That is, I would say, actually my newest song that I've written, and we are in the process of polishing up the recording. This is more of a live sort of version of it. We got to perform this a couple times this semester, and it was absolutely amazing. I think this song is about, for me, change and acceptance and loss in a way, and loss of a person, but not necessarily death or not necessarily a breakup, but just acceptance and moving on. And I love it, and I hope you like it too.
It's a song with a universal message, and it carries. But here's Dates on a Calendar by Estelle Collette.
I remember they were always just dates on a calendar, sending you postcards with stamps in the mail. Said you'd save all my letters in a box by the window, but I found them unopened with the words going stale. And I find when the stars collide, by the time the light hits us, the memories have died. An explosion of color that our eyes will never see. A moment in time when the sun and the moon used to meet. A family of birds always lived in the garden, in a house that I painted when I was a girl, filled with patterns along with every paint in the palette. Now the walls are all faded and it's loved but it's frail. And in time, when the rain washes us away, our ashes in glass houses blow away in the wind. Nothing left to tell us what we are and what we've been, and a flower will grow in the places we live.
crying, and I'm sobbing. Estelle, dates on a calendar, that gets me every single time. I remember I heard before you went to the studio for this one, and I know that's still not the polished version. I still got to hear it, and it hits just as hard now as it did when I first heard it.
Yeah, I have to say this one was really cool. I think we debuted it at Thursday Night Live, which was so exciting.
Snaps.
I always thought it was really cool that they did a music segment, and I always thought it would be really a good time to get to do something like that. And it was really funny because, I am so busy. I don't really get to play a lot of gigs outside of campus. We're working to change that, though. Mm-hmm. It was always something that I didn't really think I was going to be able to do because when I got here, I didn't have a band. I had bands throughout high school. I wrote music and I recorded music on my own, but I never had a band really here that we were out playing. So I started doing Coffee House. And I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. So it was so cool to get to do TNL. And it felt like being a celebrity. It was really weird, actually. I was like, people were asking if they could move my stuff for me. And I was like, that's okay. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, I'm not like a celebrity. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, you're like, I'm also a student here, too. Because I know you do a lot of, Heat Network stuff. But that's kind of like besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Earlier you mentioned that you love performing live. What do you do? And you said you get nervous performing live still. How do you overcome those nerves when you're on stage?
Interestingly, when I play like saxophone or classical music or like even with pop band where it's more like upbeat sort of like pop songs, when I'm playing an instrument like that, I'm forced to think. And I'm not thinking about anything except what I'm doing. And it's really great because it's a wonderful way, like if I'm feeling upset or something, sometimes I'll be so tired. I'm like, I don't want to go to rehearsal today. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. I'm exhausted. And then I come out of rehearsal and I'm like on top of the world. Even though I may go in with these negative feelings, it always comes out wonderful in the end and I feel really good. But I think when I'm actually about to go on stage and I'm like freaking out, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people here and they're all looking. And I know there was one show where a bunch of people were like leaving right before the set and I was like, oh no. But it didn't have to do with me at all. And in that moment I just had to be like, well, people come for people they know. They have commitments. It's not personal. And there's a great audience here. And regardless, even if it's one person, I'm going to play my heart out. And it was hard. It's scary. And especially, you make a mistake and it's easy to take you right out of the song. And you're like, oh my God, how am I going to recover? But I think what's most important is to just take deep breaths. And an old theater trick used to be that you look at the top, like you look out to the balcony, like in the middle instead of at the people. And sometimes, you might do that, like you're looking at the wall instead of the people in the audience. But I think I've really been trying to work on interacting with the crowd. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Because as nervous as I am, you got to just take a deep breath and shake it off. And as soon as you start playing, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen you live and you are incredible and you were right about, listen, the energy carries if it's one person or a room full of people. But I want to talk about now, your writing process and the music you've been recording recently, because I know you've been in the studio. So I want to get to know, how you write, what you like to write about, and then following that, what the process has been like for you to be recording your songs now professionally. Yeah,
so let's see. I think first I'll just start with what inspires me to write. And for music, I can't even remember how long I've been writing music for because I found little silly notes in my drawers from when I was like 10, but I think when I started to get serious about it, music and writing songs for me and writing lyrics is all about expression. I think it's about sort of processing whatever you're feeling. And sometimes it can be what you're going through and sometimes it can be fictional. There's some songs that are totally made up stories, but I think there are others where it's really like, your deepest emotions that you're going through. And I think it's a really great way to cope. And I have always viewed lyrics as poetry, always. I think that writing lyrics is telling a story, whether it's linear or non-linear, it's emotion, it's story, it's poetry. I think the world inspires me, the people in my life. I try to look at little things that people tend to overlook. I love to write about things I think are beautiful.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I love it.
I love it. We love it.
Yes. But there's also things that are like, a little more sad and writing about heartbreak and writing about loss and dealing with people who you thought you knew and then you don't. And that's a really hard thing to go through and so many people do. And I think music is a really good way that people can connect and sort of go through it. So when I actually sit down and I go to write a song, sometimes I have music already and sometimes I have lyrics first. I know a lot of people are always wondering which one comes first, but for me, it changes every time. And I think a lot of how I write, it just sort of comes to me. I'm playing on the piano, I'm messing around, and then, oh, that's kind of cool. And then maybe I look and see if I have lyrics, or if I have lyrics already, like, oh, how do I imagine this sounding? And when it comes to working with my band, I pretty much just bring them what I wrote. So it's my vocals and my guitar, piano part. And then I'll say, all right, here it is. I don't know what time signature it's in because it's really weird. And I'm like, I trust you. Do whatever you want. And I have my incredible bassist, Ryan, and my wonderful drummer, Vince, and they just knock it out of the park every time. So it's a very collaborative process when it comes to actually putting all the instruments together. What we're working towards is we recorded so far, dates on a calendar until tomorrow. Poison, I recorded with my friend Lee, who works here at the radio station. Yeah. And so I revised that one a little bit for this. And I'm planning to release everything hopefully within the next couple months. I have a new manager. Her name's Bridget, and she's incredible.
Shout out Bridget.
Shout out Bridget. She's been super helpful, and she wants to help us get all our stuff like out there. So far we've just been putting things on YouTube, but soon there's going to be proper recordings that people can maybe listen to on streaming services. It would be super cool. And we're working towards an album. So I have released technically an album called No Title Needed, which is in the depths of my YouTube. I was in 8th grade. I actually want to re-record that album and rewrite some of the songs because I didn't know how to write, so some of them are missing bridges. There's also a second album called Time Warp, which hasn't been released, and that one has been on the back burner for a really long time. So I'm hoping to put it out. But what I've really been enjoying is this technical third album, which is going to be called Burning Bridges, and that's what this music that you're hearing today is going to be on.
I want to dive into that, but I want to dive into that a little bit later because we keep mentioning dates on a calendar, and they already heard it earlier. But I want to hop into your other song, Till Tomorrow. Can we share that one next?
Absolutely. Yeah, Till Tomorrow is absolutely about change, as is this whole album. And I think for me, Till Tomorrow was about moving on from a breakup and sort of finding new people and sort of finding myself and letting go and knowing that that's okay.
All right, well, listeners, this is Till Tomorrow by Estelle Collette.
Crossroads, my lover, my friend. It's always been clear, but it's come to an end because I don't know who you are to me anymore. The glass is cracking from the pressure. And the rain is seeping through the door. We both know how I miss you. All night long, you've been gone. Call me up, say so long. Say goodbye. Good night. I'll see you soon. Take the kettle off the stove. Screaming again. That whistle that I used to know and love could shatter the glass and tell me, baby, if you mean something more to me. Thoughts rattle inside my head. Nerves consume me, but I'll leave them at the door. I'm afraid to let you in. We both know how I miss you. All night long, you've been gone. Call me up,
And that was Till Tomorrow by Estelle Collette. Now I want to talk about your band. So you mentioned Ryan earlier, who's your bassist. Can you name off the other members of your band?
Yeah, so once again, Ryan is my bassist and Vince is my drummer. And we have been, I think the three of us have been working together for a year. Technically, Stella and the Satellites, which is the name of the band, has been going since, I think, fall of my junior year.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe
okay.
spring of my sophomore year. So it's been like 2 years, maybe 2.5. Ryan and Vince, I think we are like the dream team.
Yeah.
I love working with them. And I just feel like we've been creating such amazing, amazing work.
I know you have more than just one creative outlet. You're a very creative person. You're very passionate about film. You are the president of the Hofstra Film Club, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Correct? And I always see you on different shoots around Hofstra and Long Island. So how do you go about balancing these two creative outlets?
Yeah, I would say I am definitely, you mentioned jack of all trades. I would say that's pretty accurate. I'm a film student here and I'm a music minor and I love both worlds so much. It's really hard to balance sometimes, and especially because I do a lot of other things. I am the music director here at the radio station, so I'm doing a lot of radio work.
Yeah.
And I also am doing theater this semester, which is crazy.
So you're just doing everything.
I'm doing a lot of stuff.
Theater, radio, singing. Like, what's next? Can you dance? No, dance.
Honestly, I would love to.
Okay,
That'd be so fun.
Listen, add that to the list. Get those lessons booked. You got this.
Yeah.
Do you ever carry your music into films that you work on?
Oh, yeah. For my own work, this next film, my senior film, is about my own life with my grandfather. It's actually called The Renaissance Man, which is why I want to be a jack of all trades, because he was an artist and a musician and he would make everything with his hands and he was a cook and all of that. And so I always aspired to do that with myself and my own future. I am probably going to be incorporating my own music a little bit. There's going to be some score, but there's also going to be part of the film where the main character is playing instruments, and I think that's probably going to be written by me.
I think that is so incredible that you not only are directing this about yourself, but you're also doing the music yourself. That really speaks to your power as a creative, Estelle. But we're kind of, time here is approaching a little bit, and I want to give our listeners another taste of your music. So what song do we want to plug next?
Yeah, so this last one is called Poison. This one I actually wrote, I think, last spring or fall. So it's sort of been around, but I have never played it live. This one is actually a completely solo song. And I really wanted to keep it that way because I think it's just a really emotional piece. And I think that it's about understanding that not all things are good for you. And I think that Poison is my own way of saying goodbye to certain things that I know I'm better off without.
Oh, you're going to make me cry in the studio here, Estelle. Okay. Before I start tearing up, this is Poison by Estelle Collette.
A trophy to put on your shelf. Purgatory for glory so you can show off to someone else. Stone cold, you think the statue makes you cool, but you're made of flesh and bone, no soul. You can't be that frozen, but your mind is somewhere else. You watch to see them drool, can't resist the urge to be someone's poison. Take the liquor till it's dry. Let me know when you find something to break the shell. Medusa didn't turn you into what you are, but maybe the mirror will help. You're a bucket of fool's gold, something we once thought was treasure. You're as out of tune as the notes you play, and as shallow as your empty glass. Smash the bottle, let the blood wash over the keys. You'd rather feel the burn than confront what you need. A sorry excuse of a man. I hope you find your misfortune. Forgiveness isn't on your path. Did you mean it when you said you knew it would all go wrong? Disaster awaiting like a bird's morning song, counting the minutes until the bombs go off. But being alone doesn't make you free. Believed you could be good, but I know now that was naive. When the world falls to ashes, I hope that you are finally free.
Oh man, just the emotions in the room got so real after that one. Wow. Estelle, you have been so incredible to have back in the studio today. Me and fake Michaela over here. Still sending Michaela lots of love. No, she's sick right now. I've really enjoyed talking to you today again. But before you go, where can our listeners find you?
Once again, Stella and the Satellites. We just created an Instagram and Facebook account literally yesterday.
Yes.
So follow Stella and the Satellites. You can also follow Estelle Collette videos, and all of our YouTube performances are currently on Estelle Collette videos, but hopefully we'll have Estella and the Satellites YouTube soon as well. The songs will be released soon, so stay tuned for updates.
Well, that's awesome, Estelle. Thank you so much. And to you, the listeners, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you, and we hope you tune in next week. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for having me.